How can you speed up your digital product launch process without sacrificing quality? Particularly when there's so much to create, from sales assets to marketing assets and onboarding assets, it's a lot to take on, particularly if you're just one person. That's why I built myself a Notion system that helps me to create all of these assets in line with my digital product idea. It doesn't just speed up the process because I've created systems and workflows within Notion, but I've also incorporated Notion AI, which helps me to really speed up the asset creation process. So let's jump into Notion and take a look at how this works. And I'll also leave a link in the description so you can check out the system for yourself.
So this is the kind of main hub that I use in my business. And the bit I'm going to show you today starts with the factory, which is where I come up with all my product ideas. And usually I would just capture a new idea by clicking this button, and it's the first thing you see on my phone, so that if I come up with an idea when I'm trying to sleep or something, I can input it quickly and forget about it and go back to sleep. So I'm not going to show you that just now, so I'm going to take one of my existing products and we'll make this full page, and I'll show you how this works. So when I come up with a new digital product idea, I will fill out this top part of the database as much as I can at this stage. So I'll input who the product is for, what's included. This is quite substantial in this instance, what problem the product solves, and then why me as opposed to other people, like what is my point of difference, my position. And I have some other tools in the toolkit that help figure out positioning, if that's not something you've got clear on. And then I also fill in my brand personality and brand values, which I've got another tool as part of the toolkit that helps you to use AI to do that. So scrolling down, we'll skip the rest of this for now because we're focusing on assets in this video. So I have a couple of tools for working out what your ideal client's pain points are and their desired results. So this is a good starting point if you're wanting to kind of clarify which angles you might want to focus on for your sales page and for your bigger marketing efforts. You can use this. This has already been generated for me. I could come up with some personal stories or angles based on time management, on lack of expertise, and maybe pop them out on as threads to test out that messaging angle and see which ones resonate with my audience. So that's something you can do. You don't have to. It's just an option there for you. I'll show you how that works using this pricing strategy tool. So I have 3 pricing buttons. I have price suggestion based on value alone, price suggestion for a no-brainer offer, and price suggestion as my main revenue generator. So if I use this one as an example, based on value, and if I click generate, so when I click the button, a prompt comes up. These are all pre-populated in the template, and I click generate, and it's going to give me a valuation based on what this product does. So it's got a standard price of $497, premium price $555, and introductory price of $333. If I wanted to make this my main revenue generator, we'll see if it comes up with a different answer. So this is just, I know this video is about creating assets, but kind of a sticking point when you're launching a new product is often price. So this can just help you get out of your head a little bit. If you're thinking you're maybe undercharging or overcharging, this will give you an idea. And if you get a kind of gut reaction that you disagree with what AI is coming up with, then maybe that's a sign that you have some different strategy in your mind, and you can kind of dig into that a bit by journaling or something to figure out why you think your price should be different to what AI is suggesting. So it's just a tool there to help you clarify that in your own mind. Then we have name game. This is just a few different ways that AI can help you come up with a name for your product. We've got wordplay, metaphors, alliteration, acronyms, rhyming. So there's lots of options there for you to pick from. And then we're onto the sales asset assistant. So this is where most of the assets are created or started for you. I don't just create something with AI and then paste it into my website. I will always use it just as a starting point, which is why this first one is called Sales Page Starter. So what I can do is all of this works kind of in the same way as the pricing prompt I just showed you. So we open the tool by clicking on the toggle. And then we've got a button, we click that, and as you can see, I clicked it already, and it's generated the start of a sales page for me. And I can then go back and forth with AI just by highlighting pieces. Let's say I don't like this. I can ask AI to change it by clicking this and providing a new prompt to get AI to come up with something better, or I can just write something myself by writing over it. So you can edit within the output that AI has provided for you. So that's sales page, and then it works in a very similar way with the 60-minute sales sequence. So what you do here is you click the email sequence button and it generates an email sequence for you. And one thing about this one is you can, like, let's say I like this. Oops. And I copy it. I can then scroll down below the output for the email sequence. I have access to my email marketing calendar, and I can just click on today, and I can input my emails in here. Actually, let's do this. Let's call this, I'm just going to call it launch sequence demo. And if I scroll down and click this email sequence template, I can then input each of my emails, and I can input each one as a separate page. So I can input my email in here. I would copy and paste the body of the email here. And I can do that for each one, and then at the point of planning my launch in here, I've transferred it across to my email marketing manager, and then I can put it into my email marketing software. Or you can just take it direct from here into your email marketing software. Okay, so that's how the email works. So we can also work on creating a webinar if we're going to use a webinar to sell our product. We've got a few different kinds of webinar that it's going to generate ideas for. We've got case studies, workshops, product demo based webinars, and then this is where you can actually plan your webinar in more detail. And this is essentially, so when you've generated your webinar idea, you can, just like in the previous example, you can copy and paste your idea directly into this very same product database. This is a view to add a new entry. So you can create your webinar as a separate product, because obviously when you run a webinar, you have to do kind of marketing for that as well. So it's working backwards from your product by doing it this way. We have the same sort of setup for a 5-day challenge, and you can input that as a product in your planner as well. And then this tool is just a kind of fun little extra where you can ask AI to come up with some different sales tactic ideas. And if I click it again and click generate, it should come up with more ideas for me that are slightly different. It just might come up with something a bit different for you, or it might spur on a new idea in your own mind. So that's just like a fun tool to play with and see if it comes up with anything interesting. And then kind of the main thing that I find useful, because I tend to market on YouTube, is the long form content ideas. So as you can see here, I've already used this. So I click the button and it's generated long form content ideas. So I can go through these and see which ones make sense for me. So we've got AI driven content ideas generation. I could decide I want to go with that one. I copy the title, and then I can paste that into my long form content calendar. So I've got the content calendar here. I can click on today to get brought to today's date, and then I can work on from there and plug in based on the date that I want to publish this content. So I'm just going to go forward a bit to 18th of March, and I'm going to just call this demo content, so I remember it's a demo one, AI driven content ideas generation. And I'm going to add in an emoji so I can find this in a minute. I'll do eyes. Okay. Okay, so I've created this piece of content, so we'll come back to that shortly. So the kind of content that people often kind of forget about when they're creating a new product, we always think about marketing, but well, I often forgot about onboarding once people purchase. So you want to make that experience great so that you have repeat customers and build people's trust even once they've bought from you, so that they want to buy from you again. So this is exactly the same as the email sequence generator, but this is creating an onboarding sequence for people who've bought from you so that they can get the most out of the product that they've bought. So it works in exactly the same way. And then again, you can plug it into your email marketing manager to then move it across so that you've got a copy of your onboarding sequence in Notion, as well as putting it into your email marketing software just to stay organized, or you can put it straight into your email marketing software. And that one would be as an automation when people purchase from you rather than being live. And then, as well as the onboarding sequence, I have fast feedback formulator. So this essentially generates questions for you to put into a feedback form. So I put my feedback forms into Tally, and then I link to those in the actual product itself, within the module at the end, but also within my onboarding sequence. If I show you here, there should be a feedback. Yeah, share your experience, and you can see there's a link here asking people to fill in my feedback form. So that's kind of all the assets. I just want to show you the content. So if we go back to my hub, if I go down to long form content, and if we go to today, then we want to go to March, and we should have the eyes here. Yeah, so you can see this is the piece that I put in from my Ideas Factory. So I'm going to just go off of my title for this next step. So we're going to scroll down to our content tools. So we've got an SEO station where we can use prompts to come up with title suggestions to show up in search based on whether we're creating a blog, YouTube, or podcast. So I do YouTube, so I'm going to use that one as an example. I'm going to click generate. Okay, so we've got AI-driven SEO strategies, how to generate winning blog titles, top YouTube video title ideas for maximum search visibility, and mashing podcast SEO, crafting titles that rank on Google and YouTube. So those are all very specific based on titles. One thing I'm noticing is this is AI-driven content ideas rather than titles. So I could give feedback to AI for all of it. So if I had just highlight it all and click Ask AI, I can go, this is about ideas generation for not just titles. And see if it comes up with slightly different titles based on that. So if AI gets it a bit wrong, you can let it know and it will update it. So using AI for content generation from ideas to engaging headlines, content creation revolution, AI-powered brainstorming tools and techniques, AI content strategy, generate fresh ideas across multiple platforms. So those are a bit better. So you can play about with these tools and give feedback when the output is not correct. We can also create curiosity-based headlines. I'll use YouTube as the example again, because that's where you would often go for a curiosity-based headline. Okay, so we've got unlocking the secrets of AI-driven content creation, what you're missing, how AI is transforming content ideas, the future of content creation. Can AI really do it all? So it's a bit more curiosity-based. And then you can also use AI to create a content outline. I don't tend to use that, but you can do if you're wanting help and you're kind of stuck at that blank page stage. And then you can also generate short form content. I'll use LinkedIn as an example because they all work in the same way. So you click on the button, click generate, and it's going to generate 3 post ideas, and I've specified based on the types of content that people share on LinkedIn. So we've got a text-based post, a poll, and a carousel. And just like with the long form post ideas, you can then edit this on here so that the text says exactly what you want it to say. And then you can copy it and you have access to your short form calendar where I'm just going to go over this one. You can pop it in. I'm just going to put LinkedIn text post, or let's change this, text post about content ideas using AI. I can then paste the actual post down here. And then I've got my post date, it's an idea, content type is text, and I can add several. So let's say I want to post this to LinkedIn, to YouTube community, to Facebook group. I can post it in lots of places, on Threads, whichever content platforms you use. And then you've got the content here and you can copy it and paste it in. And I've added these in, these aren't in the template. I've literally added in lots of link properties so that I can link out to each content platform that I use. Sometimes I turn these text-based posts into emails, so I'll link to the email, I'll link to my Facebook group posts, my YouTube community posts, so I can find them again and see how well they've performed. So that's kind of the crux of how I use Notion AI to really speed up the process of launching a digital product, because it helps me to create all the assets. I hope you find that useful, and remember there's a link in the description if you want to check the system out more. I'd love to hear your feedback and what you think of the system. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments as well.